woman enjoys. Beauty shopping is the ultimate in self-care. You need to get the right products, you need to know where to buy what, and you need to get the best services. Your beauty shopping experience should be one that inspires you. We have Naomi, who is in charge of customer care in skincare. Hi Naomi.
How are you?
I wanted you to tell me, why is it important for you to find out a lot about the client before they buy anything, or before you can recommend, or before they pick something?
So basically this helps me to understand the skincare and what the products I'm going to give the customer, because we want to inspire beauty inside and outside. So when you're buying a product, you have to know your skin type. Is it oily? Is it dry? Is it normal? What you're going to do, are you going to do the soaps? Are you going to do the washes, the toners, and the skin routines? So that can be able to complement your lifestyle. At the same time, it will help you to even shop more.
So you mean the client's lifestyle is really important to the final outcome when they buy a product?
Definitely it is, because if you don't have a good skin routine, you cannot be able to know your products or what you're going to use. So we normally recommend, if you don't know your skin type, we do a quick visual look at your skin. Is it oily? Is it dry? Is your skin uneven? What are you using on your skin? So that when you choose a product, we'll be able to know your skin type.
And what are some of the most common challenges that you face that people have when you're here? Because you're always on the floor every day. What are some of the things that you find that clients, the challenges people have?
When a customer comes, we basically ask them, what is your skin type? What is your skin routine? What do you use? But the funny thing, we find others, they say their skins are oily. They don't know their skin types, and others, they use bar soaps. So we try and take a journey through and to recommend them to use products which are suitable for their skins.
So you mean this issue of people using the incorrect products is very common?
Definitely it is, because most of them, like 90% of our customers, they don't know the product, and then also they don't know the ranges of the product. So they basically say, if I have breakouts or my skin is dry, I'm going to use this and this because my friend told me this is good. But we tell them, you have to know your skin type, so that when you're buying a product, you'll be comfortable using the product, and don't use soaps or detergent soaps, because they are meant to remove oils in laundry or in utensils.
Thanks a lot, Naomi, for that interesting information. I am now more enlightened. Beauty shopping, your experience should help you get the best and make the most of the products that you're going to use. This has been Self-Care Tips. I am Irene Joroge.
The Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, in partnership with eCitizen, brings you a self-service platform for management of political parties membership. At the click of a button, you can now check the political party you are registered in as a member, resign from a political party, or join a political party of choice. Simply log into your eCitizen account, select your preferred service, fill in the details, then submit. You will receive a system acknowledgement of your request, and an eCitizen system notification will be issued once the processing is complete. ORPP is committed to serve you to promote political rights in a democratic multi-party system. For more information, visit www.orpp.or.ke or engage us using our handles at ORPP Kenya across social media platforms. Your party, your choice.
My name is Muhammad Ahmed Mohamud, the CEO of Kenya Deposit Insurance Corporation, popularly known as KDIC. The corporation recently increased the protected sum from the previous 100,000 shillings to 500,000 shillings per account. This is the highest in sub-Saharan Africa. In effect, the corporation now covers 99% of the depositors in the unlikely event of a closure of a bank. So KDIC encourages the depositors to continue doing business with our banks that are strong and resilient.
Be sure, check out for a KDIC sticker in your banking hall. KDIC, protecting your deposits.
good evening to you. This is Easy Friday. My name is Shiksha Arora and welcome to this live broadcast where we tell you what's happening right here in the country and beyond.
All right, and my name is John Kago. On this day, the 19th day of November 2021, and it's actually recognized as the International Men's Day. Did you get to wish someone an international? I didn't get a message from you.
I was going to do it live on air, I guess there's no better place to do it, right? Yeah, you should have waited a bit. Patience.
Patience pays.
It's okay. A very happy International Men's Day to you, Kago.
Thank you so much,
you are a great man. You're doing a lot for your family.
This is where
You're doing a lot for the viewers as well. I know he's not paid me to say this, but yeah, I just had to. A very happy International Men's Day to you as well. If you're watching, you're loved, you're appreciated for everything that you do for yourself, for your family, and of course, keep doing the most because you know what? We appreciate every single thing.
I like that. Be the man with the most appreciated. Many thanks. So later we have the spotlight. What are we looking at today?
Today we've got two ladies, by the way, who will be talking about, their lives as mothers, and we'll also ask them about the men in their lives as well and how they've helped them, shape who they are today in terms of being content creators, business women, and much more. Ivy and Shiki, they have a YouTube channel, by the way, they're called Over 25, so that's coming up later on as well.
All right, that's for later. Before we get to that particular juncture, we have the news that has been shaping up today. The government has been taken to task of how they have been supplying learning materials to schools with special needs. We're looking at that, the politics of the day as well, and a big blow to the Senate. Why is that? Details on the way. First things first, these are the highlights.
I would like to express my gratitude for the technical and financial support UNICEF has provided in the development of the National EMTCT Strategic Framework 2016 to 2021.
In the interest of children, UNICEF commended for its role in fostering children's welfare. Special needs. Government taken to task of a supply of equipment for learners with special needs. And big blow to the Senate as the Court of Appeal reinstates 23 laws.
Remember, you can always interact with us and tell us what's happening where you are. Tell us where you're watching from. The hashtag is Easy Friday. Talk to us on at KBC Channel 1 on Twitter, at Shiksha Arora, at John_Kago_M. And yes, we'll definitely be airing some of your feedback later on. But for now, the top story of the day. First Lady Margaret Kenyatta has hailed the role played by the United Nations Children's Fund in the global promotion and entrenchment of children's rights.
All right, now the First Lady said the contribution of UNICEF to humanity has led to the achievement of milestones in the eradication of polio, humanitarian relief, and universal primary education.
In a recorded video message delivered during celebrations to mark the 75th anniversary of UNICEF and 50 years of its presence in Kenya, the First Lady pointed out that UNICEF contribution to protecting girls from harmful cultural practices such as female genital mutilation and early marriages resonates with Kenyans' commitment to ending all forms of gender-based violence by 2026.
I extend my warmest congratulations to UNICEF. This is indeed a great accomplishment, and I am pleased to be taking part in this event, marking 75 years since the creation of this institution globally and 50 years of its presence in Kenya.
The First Lady, who is also a champion of efforts to end child malnutrition, commended the UN agency for helping advance the global agenda of children's rights to nutrition.
Your contribution to the progress of humanity has helped achieve insurmountable results for children, including the eradication of polio, humanitarian relief, and universal primary education. The legacy of your work dwells in generations of children whose lives have been enhanced, particularly children living in vulnerable and marginalized communities.
On HIV prevention, the First Lady said UNICEF had contributed significantly towards the achievement of Kenya's goal to end the mother-to-child transmission of HIV and syphilis by 2023, and commended the organization for the support it gave the country in achieving the same.
We have made notable progress in advocating for enabling nutritional environment. I would like to express my gratitude for the technical and financial support UNICEF has provided in the development of the National EMTCT Strategic Framework 2016 to 2021.
All right, and the government has been asked to urgently equip schools handling children with special needs with adequate learning materials for the competency-based curriculum.
Stakeholders in the special needs education say the government should ensure that children with special needs are not left behind as the new learning system takes off, as they too have a right to education.
Young people have been challenged to venture into deficiency fields and embrace responsibilities that come with the same to move the society forward.
Considering the needs in the area of special needs in Kenya, the number of children who cannot access education because of cultural inhibitions, stigmatization, we need more of these teachers.
Speakers at the 26th graduation ceremony at the Kenya Institute of Special Education saying society was now embracing those with special needs and their education is now paramount.
We have discovered disability is not a barrier. What these people require is not anybody's favor. What they require is an opportunity to realize the best in them.
At the same time, schools have been asked to intensify and instill good values and spirituality to students to avoid school's unrest.
Children are bored in schools, the dormitories are congested, and all these things have increased the stress levels of the learners in our schools.
Intensify values, bring back spirituality in the schools, in the classrooms, and you'll see the difference.
Those graduating calling for a change in mindset towards deaf people as they have equal abilities.
So most of the people, they have that negative attitude. The deaf people are so stupid and idiot, but they are not aware about the disability. Even the government is about special needs education is very important for children with special needs in all over Kenya. They are equal like any other normal children and people.
Over 1,400 graduated with diplomas and certificates in special needs education during the ceremony. Communication is a key element in the life of human beings, and therefore we should try and accommodate people with special needs during conversations in our circles. Ruth Wamboy, reporting for Prime Edition from Kisen, Nairobi County.
And from the corridors of justice, the Court of Appeal has overturned a ruling by the High Court which found that 23 laws passed by the National Assembly without the input of the Senate unconstitutional. In a determination delivered by Justices Jessie Lisset, Pauline Nyamweya and Agnes Murgor, the appellate court was of the view that the on-bill agreement is only required between the two speakers, that is, touching on counties.
The three-judge bench comprising of Justices Jessie Lisset, Pauline Nyamweya and Agnes Murgor say the High Court failed to determine the different nature of bills defined by the Constitution, and therefore the National Assembly acted within its powers in passing the laws without the input of the Senate. It noted that bills did not contain any provisions affecting the functions of county governments as spelled out in Part 2 of the 4th Schedule, pursuant to Article 109, Part 3 of the Constitution, and was in essence not mandatory for Senate to consider. But the court, however, upheld certain declarations by the High Court, which include that any bill or legislation that provides for powers of Parliamentary Service Commission must be considered by both the National Assembly and the Senate. Some of the bills that the High Court had declared null and void include the Computer Misuse and Cybercrime Act, which touched on dissemination of pornographic material and advancing terror activities using the internet, and the Health Laws Amendment Act, which bans hospitals from seeking admission fee in times of medical emergencies or detaining dead bodies. Serafina Robi for Easy Friday.
You can expect reactions and counter-reactions, especially from the senators in regards to that. We'll be covering that for you. Let's speak politics now. And the Deputy President has once again urged political parties in Mount Kenya region to fold up and join the United Democratic Alliance, that's the UDA, to boost its chances of forming the next government. Ruto told his supporters in Embu to reject overtures from small parties that he accused of fanning tribalism.
Ruto, who was speaking in Embu, called on area residents to remain united, as he was confident that the UDA party would form the next government. The Deputy President called on locals to shun small parties and embrace UDA, which had a national outlook.
Hii kazi yote tumejenga including barabara yenu hii ni kwa sababu tuliungana tukawa pamoja. Musikubali tugawanyike chama ya kikabila ama chama ya kona.
The Deputy President continued to drum up support for the bottom-up economic model, revealing that he would set aside 50 billion shillings intended to cushion young people from the vagaries of unemployment.
Kwa sababu 80% ya biashara yote Kenya inafanywa na hawa watu wadogo wadogo, micro, small, medium enterprise. Mwaka ujao tunaweka pesa ya serikali bilioni 50 kila mwaka kusaidia biashara ya hawa watu wadogo.
Ruto accused ODM leader Raila Odinga of disrupting the Jubilee agenda, but vowed to complete Jubilee legacy projects that have stalled.
Mwaka ujao rege haitaanza, na kitendawili haitaanza. Hii kazi tunapanga ndio itaendelea.
Wewe rais wetu ujue mambo yote yako tumekubali, hilo umetufanyia. Lakini kutusukumia hii mtu ya kitendawili hadi tumchague haiwezekani.
Wanasema wanafanya mkutano tarehe 30 ati ya kufukuza William Ruto na watu wa Embu na sisi wote kutoka hiyo chama ya kitambo. Nataka niwaeleze wateni kupoteza time. Mnafukuzaje watu ambao hawako?
John Jacob Kuria, Easy Friday.
And with that, it's time to take our first commercial break. Remember, you can always talk to us on #EasyFriday. Tell us where you're watching from, and we'll most definitely be sharing your feedback. Today, by the way, as I said, it's a special day for all the men out there. So happy International Men's Day to you again.
Thank you
more
so
time.
much,
I'll keep saying it.
Coming in
so you feel loved, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Appreciated.
Totally. And to all the men out there,
yes, absolutely.
You're valued.
Tell us who is, you know, that one man who's changed your life. I'd love to know. The hashtag is Easy Friday. And we'll be back in a short moment. The sign language interpreter is Anne Wangeshi.
All right, we're back, as you mentioned, in a minute or so, right?
Piga kona maridadi kweli kweli, dao kichwa, gol! Kombe la Nelson Mandela Cup limenyakuliwa kwa mara ya kwanza katika bara la Afrika hapa Kenya. Gor Mahia juu. Ndio hilo. Gor wameweka historia.
The Office of the Registrar of Political Parties is a model regulator of political parties mandated to register political parties, regulate political parties, and administer the political parties fund.
You do a small job for me, and in return, I'll give you 180,000 shillings.
ORPP is committed to serve you to promote political rights in a democratic multi-party system.
Kupata skiza tune hii, Ufunuo wa Yohana 38 dial *811 *817 hash.
Wakati mwingi katika maisha binadamu hujipata kwa shida, unapata ya kwamba hauna usaidizi unaohitaji, biashara zinaisha, hakuna mapato ya kila siku. Lakini hata kwa hayo yote, Biblia inasema ya kwamba katika kitabu cha Ufunuo wa Yohana mlango wa 3 mstari wa 8, na yajua matendo yako. Tazama, nimekupa mlango uliofunguliwa mbele yako.
Ili kupata skiza tune hiyo ya Yohana 38 dial *811 *817 hash. Dial *811 *817 hash.
What? Oh.
My name is Posire Marupe and I was told to come to this class.
No wonder. You know, some of us pay our own school fees. We do not have the so-called daddies to pay for us.
Can you imagine me and Will Smith are literally buddies? Sorry, Jada.
How do you like if I pay your fee alias?
That is not enough even for dowry.
You concentrate. Who is paying your dowry?
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
Welcome back to Easy Friday. Now, Interior Cabinet Secretary Dr. Fred Matiang'i has called on African leaders to cooperate in working towards risk preparedness. Now, speaking at a regional meeting held in Nairobi, Matiang'i said the continent is continuously facing risks which require concrete solutions. During the meeting, Kenya was elected president in the African Platform for Disaster Management.
On behalf of the Republic of Kenya, I am humbled to accept our election to the presidency of the Africa Regional Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction. Notwithstanding the impact of COVID-19, let us forge ahead to ensure effective risk preparedness in the future of our world. Many other challenges that we face, including climate change, require that we intensify and increase our preparedness to deal with risks that are emerging in our environment.
All right, and from the corridors of justice, again, the Court of Appeal now wants the President of the Court, Justice Daniel Musinga, to give direction on the impasse of the employment of 6 judges by the President. Now, while extending the order to stay the ruling by the court on the 6th, now 3 appellate judges, Justices Roslyn Nambuye, Wanjiru Karanja, and Dr. Lebuta Kibaya Imana urged Justice Musinga to give the way forward within the next 14 days.
The Court of Appeal has stayed a court order requiring President Uhuru Kenyatta to appoint 6 judges within 14 days, and failure to which they are deemed appointed. Judges Roslyn Nambuya, Wanjiru Karanja, and Dr. Lebuta Kibaya Imana have now directed the matter to the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Daniel Musinga, to give further directions. Meanwhile, A Mandera court has sentenced Hussein Ibrahim Hassan, a former Kenya police reservist, for 17 years in prison after it found him guilty of sexual assault. According to the prosecution, Hussein lured the 17-year-old minor with the intentions of helping her reach home safely before forcefully taking her to a tiny apartment in full uniform within Meta area at gunpoint. Mandera Senior Resident Magistrate Kimani Mokabe said prosecution had proved beyond reasonable doubt that the accused raped the minor. Serafina Robi for Easy Friday.
Now, residents of Narok County have unanimously endorsed a bill seeking to double the allocation of the National Government Constituency Development Fund, which is the NGCDF. The residents, drawn from all the 6 sub-counties in Narok who attended a public participation forum, said Kenya has witnessed tremendous growth as a result of the CDF. Narok North MP Moitalel Ole Kenta said the funds will help in the achievement of 100% transition from primary to secondary school.
The members of parliament lauded the residents who turned up to share their views on the bill sponsored by Butere legislator Tindi Mwale. The residents unanimously endorsed the bill, saying there is much to benefit from it. Narok North MP Moitalel Ole Kenta, who attended the forum, said if the allocation is increased, the MPs will have ease in tackling over 50% of the residents' needs.
Ukienda kila mahali Kenya, ile projects ambayo inaonekana, ile basari ambayo inaonekana ni ya CDF peke yake. Ya county iko wapi? Na hawa wanapata billions. Kwa hivyo kama tungekuwa na hii, hatujui tungeenda wapi. Kwa hivyo ningeambia kila mtu, hii sio siasa. Hii ni mambo ya kesho. Hii ni mambo ya future. Mbunge mwingine akija kesho na apate hiyo 10%, atafanya zaidi ya vile mimi nimefanya.
Meanwhile, Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya is calling on Treasury to allocate funds to stall projects that were handed over to county governments during devolution.
Na tumepata projects nyingi ambazo function zake zilikuwa devolved kwa counties ambazo hazikumalizwa, na kwa sababu zilikuwa devolved hakuna pesa inawekwa kwa hizo projects, kwa sababu handover hii poor sinapaki pale pale.
And Westlands MP T Munyonye's gubernatorial bid has received a shot in the arm after it was endorsed by Nairobi County MCAs. Wanyonyi called on the party to commit to an open nomination process while settling for candidates.
ODM party is going to file for positions of all elective positions in Nairobi, from the county assembly all the way to the governor, to the presidency. There will be grassroots election and 3 ways of doing a nomination. One is through consensus, second is through competitive process, and the third is through direct nomination where we don't have anybody vying for that position.
We have consulted widely and we are here to endorse his candidature.
Finally, Alego Usonga MP Samuel Atandi is calling on Deputy President William Ruto to stop persistent attacks on cabinet secretaries and other senior government officials. Speaking during the commissioning of 6 classrooms at Ngia Mixed Primary School in Siaya County, the legislature said the persistent lamentations by the Deputy President were a sign of panic.
Why are you now complaining about CS Matiangi? Because you have sensed defeat. You have sensed defeat. And we always told you that you will never become president as long as Raila Amolo Odinga is running.
Yusufar reporting for Easy Friday.
All right, now the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, that's the NCIC, has warned leaders against incitement ahead of the 2022 polls. We have details of this, and the news is coming out from the counties in this next roundup.
Speaking at a meeting with the leaders and aspirants in Uasin Gishu, National Cohesion and Integration Commission Commissioner Dorcas Kidogo urged them to use political platforms to preach peace and unity.
Unapotembea tafadhali jali maslahi ya yule wa chini, yule mwananchi ambaye kura zake ndio nyingi, wataweza kuwapigia, mujali maisha yao.
Principal Secretary for Housing and Urban Development Charles Hinga has in the meanwhile launched a revamped Phase 3 of the National Hygiene Program dubbed Kazi Mtaani at Kijauri at Borabu Sub-County.
The program will provide opportunities to undertake
projects that will provide both a livelihood and an avenue for skills building. In this phase, therefore, it is anticipated that Kazi Mtaani youths will be engaged in activities that will lead to qualification and accreditation in the construction sector.
Elsewhere, a school in Nakuru has embraced a democratic process in selecting pupils' leaders as a way of promoting voter education to its learners. During the polling at Vision Preparatory Academy, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission provided voting materials and coordinated the process as a way of preparing the younger generation for the future.
My prayer is this time, let's learn from our children that it can be very peaceful, no name calling, sell your policies. This is what we're looking forward to have a generation of people who know their rights, have their democratic right.
And education stakeholders at Ibacho High School in Masaba South have come up with long-term measures to curb the rampant unrest in schools.
As a school, we have also this serious spiritual program. We have a residency chaplain who guides the students in terms of spiritual matters. So the teachers are very close to their students. We keep on guiding them and telling them the consequences of indisciplined behavior. We also involve parents.
Finally, drama unfolded along the Meru Makutano Road as a middle-aged woman set up a resting bedroom outside Meru Police Station. According to motorists, the woman's actions were prompted after an altercation between her and a police officer from the station. The lady, whose identity has not yet been established, stoned motorists, leaving some vehicles damaged. Reporting for Easy Friday, I'm Omboy Otende.
Do a small job for me, and in return, I'll give you 180,000 shillings.
17 and they have named him.
What are you guys looking for? Without gloves. Gloves? Yes!
Alipakash. Ujambia mtu wako udhoni rakaraka kuo. Wakati atakuja uchumba ndio atajua maana ya udhoni.
It will really kill him if he finds out tunamcheza.
Hata nikwambie ile kitu si kazi. Ni wewe kuja hapa kila siku. Na unatoka kila siku bila pesa. Hiyo ndio si kazi. Go! Toka!
Hebu toka nje. Toka nje.
Pete, relax.
All right, it's time to take you through the business news of the day, where the government is mulling over a proposal to enroll senior public civil servants for mandatory tax and financial compliance training. Now, the move is geared at curbing fraud and mismanagement of public resources. Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i says the training will be undertaken in conjunction with the Kenya Revenue Authority.
In a 2021 report published by the International Monetary Fund, several government enterprises have been suffering from severe financial weaknesses. This may soon mean roping in the top management of all government institutions in exercises meant to streamline knowledge of tax issues in public entities.
Mid-level officials of government go through that training before they move to the next level. We will then have well-trained, well-tooled public servants who not only understand how resources are supposed to be managed, but they understand the tax systems and they can help wananchi as they serve them as they move forward, as it were.
Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i says there is a wider plan.
And this is very helpful because some of the challenges we face in government institutions are related to ignorance, real or feigned, and that's why sometimes we lose resources.
The Kenya Revenue Authority says it will continue looking at ways of funding government by sealing loopholes in the emerging trade and digital trends.
Focus more on the emerging areas that the country is grappling with, such as taxation of the digital economy and data analytics, emerging economic blocks, and their effect on tax and trade taxation of small enterprises.
The Interior CS spoke during the 18th Kenya School of Revenue Administration graduation ceremony. Alanaoko, Easy Friday.
All right, moving on. President Uhuru Kenyatta has called for collaboration in tackling ocean-related challenges, saying there is a need for 100% commitment to ocean sustainability management. Now, the president was speaking in Mozambique, where he was the chief guest during the second edition of the Growing Blue International Blue Economy Conference. Take a look.
Uhuru Kenyatta urged African countries to come together and develop smart solutions that unlock the blue economy while protecting the health and sustainability of the oceans.
We need to work together at regional and global levels in order to develop a common position on how to tackle ocean-related threats and challenges, and in order to sustainably harness the opportunities that our ocean offers.
The president proposed for the implementation of a coordinated structure of knowledge and data sharing, increased development financing towards sustainable ocean practices, and strengthening of the link between a sustainable ocean economy and security.
Currently, because of financing challenges, the investment in the maritime sector is currently subdued, thereby denying countries significant resources and sources of livelihoods, as well as jobs for our citizens.
While calling for smart management of ocean resources for sustainable development, Kenyatta indicated that despite huge potential in the blue economy, African countries have underutilized the resources. President Kenyatta urged African countries to harness the enormous marine resources they have so as to unlock the huge potential of the blue economy, especially during the post-COVID era, while protecting ocean health for sustainable development. Betty Kiptum, Easy Friday.
Now, crop experts have called on the government to facilitate pesticide use training in Mwea settlement farms. Agrochemicals Association of Kenya Stewardship Manager Benson Gigi says this will ensure proper mixing and spraying of herbicides, insecticides and fungicides, reducing cases of accidental poisoning. The association has also criticized the proposal by Parliament to ban the use of some pesticides in the country.
Kenya is an agricultural economy, with the sector directly contributing 34% to the country's wealth annually. Here at the expansive rice farms in Gurubani, Kirinyaga County, farmers are busy harvesting the season's yields. This region is the main rice producer in the country, which is the third starch staple in Kenya after maize and wheat. But there is an undercurrent of worry. Immediately after harvesting and before the next season, the farms should be sprayed with pesticides. This important product in this area may be off the shelves if the proposed ban by Parliament comes to pass.
Crop experts and farmers are calling on the government to be lenient in order to ensure that they get yields at the end of the season.
Peter Mwangi, a rice farmer who inherited this portion of land from his father, remembers a time when rice farming was a big headache because of pests and invasive birds. However, pesticides came as salvation, reducing labor costs and tripling their yields every season.
Wakati hatukuwa tunatumia dawa, nilikuwa natumia kulimia mchele yangu eka na watu 10. Lakini wakati nilipiga hii dawa, ninatumia watu 2 ama watu 3. Akamaliza hiyo kulimia hiyo eka.
However, widespread use of pesticides is threatening the health of the locals and consumers as well. The Agrochemicals Association of Kenya is blaming this on lack of training on pesticide usage.
They should look at where the science is, and the science says that most of these pesticides, when used in the proper way, they can be able to be used sustainably.
Organic farming is there, but it's not sustainable for economic development. We must look at those two aspects seriously.
As the pull and push in Parliament continues, farmers are on the edge, wondering what will become of their livelihoods if pesticides are banned by the government.
On one hand, we have farmers unwilling to let go of pesticides due to reduced cost of labor and the increased yields that they experience from it. On the other hand, we have social activists lamenting on the adverse effects it has on their health. Reporting from Kirinyaga County for Easy Friday, my name is Hibak Said.
Some good news as Air Tanzania plans to resume flights between Dar and Nairobi in a bid to improve trade ties between the two East African neighbors. The Tanzanian national carrier will have its first flight from Julius Nyerere International Airport to Jomo Kenyatta International Airport next week. Tanzania's High Commissioner John Simbachawene said the resumption of the flight is a result of renewed partnerships between Nairobi and Dar es Salaam.
Diplomatic relations between Kenya and Tanzania have been thawing of late, culminating with a visit to Kenya by Tanzania President Samia Suluhu mid this year. During the visit, Nairobi and Dar es Salaam agreed to improve their connectivity through roads, air, and maritime transport so as to sustain economic integration between the two countries. Today, Air Tanzania has announced the resumptions of its flights to Nairobi. The carrier plans to dispatch an Airbus A220-300, which has a capacity to carry more than 130 passengers.
Uwezo wa mizigo kwa abiria atakayetumia ndege za kampuni ya ndege ya Tanzania ni kuwa na uwezo wa kubeba mzigo kwa maana ya baggage 2, kila mmoja ukiwa na kilo 23. Kwa maana hiyo capacity ya kubeba mzigo wa 46 kg.
Tanzanian High Commissioner John Simbachawene has said the carrier will fly directly between Dar es Salaam and Nairobi twice a day. As the tourism industry continues to wake after the COVID-19 pandemic, various airlines are making sure they are on top of their game to make sure they serve various needs of their travelers, such as Air Tanzania that will be launching its first flight between Nairobi and Dar es Salaam on 26 November 2021. Reporting for Easy Friday, I am Teresa Mutai.
Welcome to the home of the fastest line,
bets,
boosted odds,
bets,
the best bonuses,
bets,
instant payouts,
push,
and even cashback.
bets,
bet extraordinary.
Oh, good evening. Always an honor to have you company for KBC Sports. With me, Richard Munga. Now, Kenya Sevens forward Alvin Otieno has been named the LG Sports Journalist Association of Kenya Sports Personality for the month of October. Meanwhile, Kevin Wekesa is among 2 debutants who were named in the travelling contingent of 12 for the HSBC Dubai Sevens leg slated for next week.
To win the monthly award, Alvin stood out after being named the MVP as Shiksha reclaimed the Safari Sevens title. They last won in 2016, winning 5 out of the 6 matches they played in the tournament. Alvin beat top nominees, among them rally speed Carl Tundo, who led compatriots Karan Patel and MC Rai Kimanthi to a podium finish during the Rwanda Mountain Gorilla Rally to seal the Africans Rally Championship.
Most of the challenges that we face as sportsmen is injuries. As an athlete, that's the worst thing you face. And I've been injured, and at least nimerudi back strong, and I appreciate.
Meanwhile, Kevin Wekesa is among the 12 debutants who were named in the travelling squad of 12 players for the HSBC Dubai Sevens leg scheduled for next week. Coach Innocent Simiyu named Wekesa and Antonio Mondi in the squad, while there was a recall of Edmund Anya. Wekesa was part of the Moran squad at the Safari Sevens, while Anya played for the Shiksha and earned his permanent slot. The team will be skippered by Nelson Oyo. Shiksha have been drawn in Pool B alongside USA, Argentina and Spain.
We believe the way we are prepared for the team, we stand a very good chance to get some good performances in Dubai, and our key focus is just us as Kenya, Shiksha. How do we start our game going and playing to our strengths?
And finally, the annual Bundalang Youth Sports Academy will enter match day 2 this weekend, with over 20 teams taking part. Saturday's matches will see Sisenye play Generation, while 11 Brothers will lock horns with Ambassador, while Dragon will close the day against Generation 2.
Soccer is viewed by many as the major sporting event in the world. The game of football has contributed in enriching so many individuals across the globe.
The tournament aims at sensitizing the youth against drug abuse and nurturing talents, where a group of scouts from Premier League and National Super League will scout players from the quarter-final stage. Daniel Mwendwa for Easy Friday Sports.
Meanwhile, Boxing Federation of Kenya successfully organized the third day of the inaugural Jamal Cup tournament at Charter Hall, Nairobi. A total of 40 bouts were held this afternoon as the inaugural tournament, of course, entered day 3 at Charter Hall. 36 boxers took to the ring during the preliminary rounds of held today, or rather in Friday. In some of the results, Elia Joey defeated Wellington Busili, while Victor Odhiambo humbled Dan Omondi. The tournament has attracted 122 boxers, both men and women, drawn from 26 clubs across the country, with the finals played on Saturday. And English Premier League leaders Chelsea will return to action this weekend with an away trip to East Midlands on Saturday to take on Leicester City at the King Power Stadium. For this and more, here's a look at the weekend sports diary. Well, that's all the time we have for sports today. But before I leave, of course, a happy International Men's Day to all the men out there. Let's do this another day. Don't go too far. Kago, of course, and Shiksha on the other side of the studio. Have a good night.
All right, a good one. Thank you, Munga, for that, and happy International Men's Day to you as well. And of course, to our director who's ever screaming on my ears, right? Happy International Day to you. And to the gentlemen in the studio here behind the scenes.
Do you know, I was just thinking, in studio, I'm the only female right now. So I have to wish each and every one of them, right?
That's so true. Yeah.
Munga, you, we've got Austin, Elijah, we've got DJ Coljax who's going to be coming up next, so make sure you tune in. And before I leave, we must wish, a few of our fans and followers who've been watching. We've got Dennis, who's watching live from Kapenguria. Happy International Men's Day to you. Abdullahi, who's tuned in from Outer Wajir County. We've got Jedi as well, who says, Happy International Men's Day to all men. We celebrate you today, watching from Kiambu Town. Another message that came in. This one was from Hannington, who's tuned in from Meru with his family. Happy International Men's Day to you as well. And to each and every one of you, as I said, be the man with the most.
All right, the man with the most. That's a good one. A good line right there.
Want to trademark it?
Yeah, all right. Hilary, I see you. Thank you so much. Grace, I see you. Babu, Landmine, Samir Brai, and a whole lot of you. Kairo, I see you as well. Many thanks indeed for watching tonight. And we'll see you again on Friday next week.
Absolutely.
So we're crossing over to the spotlight.
Yes, don't go too far. I'll be back in just a moment. Make sure you're tuned in. The hashtag is Easy Friday. Keep talking to us.
Good night. Yeah.
My name is Posire Marupe and I was told to come to this class.
No wonder. You know, some of us pay our own school fees. We do not have the so-called daddies to pay for us.
Can you imagine me and Will Smith are literally buddies? Sorry, Jada.
How would you like if I pay your fee alias?
That is not enough even for dowry.
You concentrate. Who is paying your dowry?
Classmates, every Saturday on KBC.
You do a small job for me, and in return, I'll give you 180,000 shillings.
17 celeb. And they have named him.
Yeah?
What are you guys looking for? Without gloves. Gloves?
Yes.
Cash. Ujambia mtu wako udhoni turakaraka kuo. Wakati atakuja uchumba ndio atajua maana ya udhoni.
It will really kill him if he finds out tunamcheza.
Hata nikwambie ile kitu si kazi. Ni wewe kuja hapa kila siku. Na unatoka kila siku bila pesa. Hiyo ndio si kazi. Go! Toka!
Hebu toka nje. Toka nje.
Pete, relax.
pozi lake nalo thamini, pua kajitobo wa kipini, mshua huyu mtoto wa mjini, nikazuri kasupa kindege, jicho lake lanipaga dege, alafu kana misuka ya gege, natamani kanipeni nege, dika basa nguzi, anadika dika Kenyan booty,
Cold Jacks.
Dika ngozi yake livyo laini, pozi lake nalo thamini, pua kajitobo wa kipini, mshua huyu mtoto wa mjini, nikazuri kasupa kindege, jicho lake lanipaga dege, alafu kana misuka ya genge, natamani kanipeni mege, na kanavyodondoka kamejaza besi Twitter, na kana shoboka nikikauna kakipita, akisista akicheka na mwanya, sijui ni kusudi anafanya, nyuma navoitawanya, nikipiga miluzi anankaya anadeka, nikimwita anadeka, akipita anadeka, eti anadeka, dika
Now this is what a real DJ should sound like.
Drinks na my drinks quick, come on. Drinks na my drinks quick, drinks na my drinks quick, come on.
And we're live. This is Easy Friday right here. Remember, if you're watching, well, what you need to do right now is hashtag Easy Friday as we get right into it. Koljax doing the most, doing his thing. Happy International Men's Day to you, by the way, Koljax.
Thank you so much. I'm very humbled to hear that. Thank you so much.
How do you feel?
I feel fantastic. Unajua, for a very long time, it's always a happy Mother's Day, happy women. At least today, it's for the men. Men, we are feeling good.
But it should be this every day.
It should be every day, in fact.
Let me tell you, I appreciate you every day.
Thank you so much. Thank you
play
so
some
much.
amazing music, which we're
really
waiting
humbled.
for. 10:30?
Of course.
Yep, it's
Yes,
planned. So make sure you're tuned in right here on KBC Channel 1. Coming up in just a bit, I've got an amazing interview lined up for you right here. Remember, you need to be a part of this conversation. I'll be speaking to Shiki and Ivy. The two girls, they're in studio. They're ready. Are you ready is the question. If you are, then let's get right to it.
I have a question for you, Shiksha.
Okay, before we go to the interview.
Before we go to the interview, apart from all the other men in the studio you've appreciated today, which other man in your life would you like to appreciate?
My father.
On screen? Your father?
My pops.
Only your father?
My fiance.
Okay. Nice, not bad.
Who else? There's a lot. My brother.
Okay, that's nice. Fantastic. I'd also like to appreciate a couple of people in my life, man. Starting with my brother, Eric, my cousin, Godi, the people who've actually believed in me and supported me in my career, DJ Creeper, Kevin Mule, we have the likes of Karis. You know, the list is endless. I appreciate each and every one of you, Mazen. Happy International Men's Day to every single guy out there.
Cole Jackson's speech was so ready. I just had to ask him. But I'm glad.
Thank you.
Tuna appreciatiana.
Hey, of course.
All right, coming up in a bit, as I said, the interview spotlight in just a moment. So make sure you stay tuned.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back to Easy Friday, and it's that time of the night where I get personal and of course up close with two of my guests. I've got Shiki and Ivy in studio. They started off their journey, of course, as YouTubers, and here they are as boss ladies, entrepreneurs, mummies. They are flourishing in all aspects of life. I have to say, social media influencers, content creators, the list is endless. But let's get right to it. Ivy, Shiki, thank you for joining me right here on the show.
Thank you for having us. This is awesome.
Yeah, you guys look amazing.
So
thank you. I love it. I feel like we planned, you and I.
Yeah.
A bit of something going on.
Yeah. I was picked along the way. I'm ready for a good time.
You look great either way.
Thank you.
Must say that.
Thank you.
So, you know, Shiki and Ivy, the one thing that stood out for me, like even before I wanted to invite you guys here, I just felt your friendship. It's so beautiful. I just love how genuine the two of you are with each other. And you know, and you're in the same industry, just by the way. You're both, you know, YouTubers as well as content creators. You're both in over 25, which I think you're 50% of over 25.
Yes.
The two aren't here, Jules and Lornzy.
Yeah.
But like, I have to say, it's so nice to see two women doing the same thing and being best of friends.
Yeah.
How long has your friendship, been this way, and when did it start?
I think you take this one.
We're actually, we just started our 20-year celebration.
Okay.
It's going to be a long celebration. I hope everyone is ready.
I'm ready.
Yeah, it's going to be a year-long celebration because 20 years is not an easy feat. It's not something that you hear often, especially between women.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not something that happens a lot. But we met in high school. The world brought us together in high school, actually. We were part of the entertainment committee. Together.
Yeah.
We were in sister houses. So we spent a lot of time together. Then in uni, we applied to the same university, and we got to the same university. We lived in the same complex.
Wow.
Yeah, and now we live 5 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, we've actually also worked together before over 25 in the same company.
Really?
Yes.
That's a fun fact then. I didn't know that. Lesser known fact about Ivy and Shiki.
Yep. We've worked together.
So that's where I guess you guys just got even closer.
Along the way, man. I think by then we were already so
very
close.
Yeah. Inseparable.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing at times, like your husband Shiv must be like, Ivy is the other man-stroke woman.
Yes,
she's right there. She's always there.
I'm clear on the fact that she's my soulmate.
I love it.
Yeah, and sometimes I even call her our wife. Yeah, we're together a lot as.
Yeah, I've seen you guys. You always hang out together, which is so nice to see. You're having so much fun. Yeah. That's what I like to see because when you're enjoying each other's company, you can just see it. It's just so evident.
Yeah. I think we've been together so long. We know each other so much, it's very easy now. It's very easy. There's so many times I can just appear at her house and she was like, "Oh, you're here." I'm here at my house.
And when you don't come, he's just like, "Where is she?"
Where is Ivy?
Oh no, it'd be weird. It'd be weird.
Strange.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your journeys in the media industry. Of course, you started off, as you said, with over 25. That's where it all began, right? And how was that? Did you ever expect over 25 to become this huge thing?
No.
Nope. No, not at all.
Not at all.
It was just a fun thing that we were doing. We always say it was an excuse for us to meet as friends and have a drink, have conversations, but just with a camera. Yeah.
And I feel like you are such naturals, like even then. So I was watching one of your old videos and I was like, wow, they still look the same. But the one thing that's changed is now you're even more confident. I feel like now the camera goes on and there we go. So like, do you think that over 25 has really helped you, both of you, to develop these skills when it comes to speaking, confidence, and it's shaped who you are today?
No, definitely. Oh, definitely. I remember even like the first episode I shot of over 25, which was episode I think 4, because I wasn't there from the beginning. I just pursed my lips the whole time and I was not speaking. I was so nervous. I was shaking. I was holding my drink in my hand the whole time. When I see that and what is happening now, definitely. And I think I even refer to over 25 as the mothership. Over 25 has made me the influencer that I am today. Yeah, I owe a lot. In fact, almost 80-90% of what it is that I do today I owe to over 25 alone. Apart from the confidence and everything, I think putting me on that platform has allowed people to see who I truly am as an individual, because you see, as a group, it's allowed me to have a platform to show myself as an individual, and definitely
personality is now something that we see all the time, and we love your personality. I want to commend you for the great work that you're doing in terms of content creation. Amazing. Like, if you haven't checked out her Instagram, I don't know what you're doing with your life, honestly.
Definitely.
Like, Ivy is doing just Ivy.
Yeah, it's just Ivy.
and it's just amazing to see.
Thank you.
So, when content creation came your way, I remember you had a full-time job, and then you quit your job and went fully to, what exactly is happening today, which is full-time content creation. Right? So how did that happen?
Wow, that transition was interesting. Aren't you in that transition right now as well?
Yeah.
That transition was very, very interesting. I remember the first week, I actually would cry almost every day because I was so afraid. I was like, is this going to work? And remember, I quit during a pandemic. So I was like, is this going to work? Is this going to work? But as I've come to learn, you do stuff afraid. Social media is about consistency and hard work. Someone who's hardworking will surpass you because they're you can be creative, but someone who's more hardworking will surpass you. So you have to stay consistent, and you just have to work hard and carve a niche. And then I always encourage people, don't necessarily create content, document your journey, and then people will come along with you. That's why even one of my tags is I'm learning and taking you with me. So that transition, it was hard, but here we are. Yeah.
All right. And before we get back to the interview, I've been told that our darling Shiki's mic has a bit of a problem. Okay. So we need to fix that. Okay. We'll be right back. I'm enjoying the conversation a lot. So just give us less than a minute. We'll be back.
You're rocking with the best in the business. It's DJ Koljax.
I told you it'd be short and sweet. We're back. I mean, I just had to rush back to the conversation because I was already enjoying it so much. Yeah. And here we go again. So last, I remember we were discussing your Instagram names. She's just Ivy, and she is Miss Tiramisu. I want to know where that name came from. What's the story behind it?
First, I don't like dessert, but I like tiramisu. And I like the fact that it's sweet, but with a bit of a kick.
Right.
Yeah, because I like to think that's how I am.
I was just going to say, that's your personality. That's her, right?
It is her. Exactly.
100% her.
Somewhere there at the back, just a bit of a small kick.
Interesting. So today, interestingly, it's International Men's Day.
Yes.
Right? So there's no ways that we can continue the show without wishing the men in our lives. So who's going to go first? I think Shiki should go first.
It's also World Toilet Day.
You went there.
We'll go with the International Men's Day. We're keeping it clean.
Yeah. Wow. Obviously, I would start with the main man in my life. Yeah, my partner. And God, every other man who is just doing his best to be a good person. Because I think we've all experienced both sides of the coin. So my wishes go to the ones who are actually doing their best.
I love that message. Ivy.
Hi, Dad. He's probably asleep, but definitely Dad. My younger brother, Miles, is amazing. The father of my children. Leon, uncle to my kids. And as Shiko has said, all the men here on set, very late at night working. So every man who's doing their best to be a good man. Happy International Men's Day. We don't celebrate them enough.
We really don't
celebrate them enough.
Which is why today we need to make sure that we're celebrating them. 100%. Right? So, Ivy, we spoke about your content creation journey and how you transitioned from being a full-time job to actually being a full-time content creator, which you said it was difficult, need a lot of hard work, consistency. And did you ever feel you should have done it sooner?
Yes. I had actually wanted to quit my job 2 years ahead, and I wanted to quit my job to actually pursue and follow up on over 25, because I always used to think we are sleeping on a giant. But then I made the mistake of sharing that vision with the wrong people, and they discouraged me. And you see, at that time, even what we're doing as over 25 was very, very new. People didn't understand that you can actually make good enough money to turn this into a career. And the thing about also influencing that people don't understand, it's a stepping stone to bigger things. You can now have your own merchandise, you can have your own company, you can build your own social media platform, stuff like that. So I did want to quit a long time ago, but looking back, because I was in marketing and I was in marketing strategy, digital marketing, I feel like the time I spent in employment trained me and prepared me for this. So the 10,000 hours I've served in marketing have built me to be the influencer I am today.
Amazing, amazing. So, at the end of the day, it has actually kind of developed your skills, so to speak, right? And what about you, Shiki? You are a mother of 2 beautiful children, and you are a content creator, and I see you're always out and about posting about fitness as well. She went to the gym this morning. Her husband killed her. Her legs probably right now hurting. I don't know how she's wearing heels, but this is what you call being a boss lady and a woman at the end of the day who can do it all. So Shiki, I don't know, I feel like you are, both of you actually, but you're such a super woman. How do you do it all?
That she is, definitely.
Thank you so much. I'm still in the transition that Ivy was talking about. I recently left my 9 to 5, trying to navigate this other side. God, it is so hard. It's so hard. Ivy is the one who's always encouraging me. She's telling me, I was where you are. It'll balance out. But generally, I usually say that I count the facets of my life. I think I count them as 4 different facets, which is career, then there is motherhood, then there is my relationship, and then there is myself. I used to count them as 3, but now I added myself was not one of them. Yeah. I never used to look at myself as an entity. But at any one time, I feel like there's always one that is kind of struggling. Yeah, there's always one that suffers a little bit. And I've just come to terms with that. So I try and do my best, and every now and then try and pick up the one that is suffering. Because I don't know, I'm sure there are people who say you can do it all, you can have it all. I'm not too sure. Like I feel like you need to work at all the different facets, but at any one point I feel there's at least one that will not be doing as well as the others. And that realization has really helped me to not feel too bad about the one that is being left behind a little. It just means you need to pick that one up a bit, and then the one that's doing really well, maybe just leave it just a bit.
Okay, I love that piece of advice. Ivy, I want to talk to you about Money Monday. Is that Money Monday?
Yes, it is.
I said it right?
Congratulations.
So I remember, before it blew up to what it is today, just by the way, if you don't know, so Ivy has a segment every Monday on her Instagram where she talks about money matters, and she gives people advice, and of course people share their experiences about different topics to do with handling your money better, and of course all things business, which I think is so informative. It's just something that I really learned from, and it's educated me, and I think I know a lot of people share my sentiments as well, so to speak, because it's just so beautiful to see that you can learn on Instagram, right? In Kenya as well, because we see these international influencers doing this thing where they educate people and you learn so much. But here in Kenya, I think you're one of the first who's actually taken an initiative and really just banked on it 100% and made it your thing. So when it first made you get these thousands of followers, what was your reaction?
I remember my personal assistant at the time, who was actually a man. Happy International Men's Day, Papa, wherever you are. He would call me every hour, and he was like, are those 1,000 followers? Is that another 1,000 followers? Ivy, what is happening? My heart was beating. I'm like, have I gone viral? Is this what is happening? I couldn't believe it.
This is what it means to go viral.
Is this it? And guys are sending me tweets and screenshots, and I got I think over 1,000 story reshares and stuff like that. And I remember the topic was, I remember that day I was feeling down. I'm like, guys, today I want to be inspired. You know how people say there's no money in Kenya, but there's truly people who are making money. Tell me how much money you make and what it is that you do. And the best thing is, people that I know personally were also contributing. So it made it even more credible for me and that's when I realized people don't talk about money openly enough. We don't. Especially in Africa, especially as women. Yes. We don't. So I was like, wow. People can do this, and they can do this on Instagram. And the reason I did it on Instagram is because it is my favorite platform, but I wasn't getting the information I wanted from there, because remember, I'm quitting my job, and in fact, actually before I quit my job, I was thinking of quitting my job, and people are not discussing the things I want to know on Instagram. So I'm like, I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start something. I did not plan it. I don't know.
You didn't
I was
see
lucky.
it coming.
I did not see it coming. It was a bust. Yeah, so I gained 10,000 followers that night. Yeah,
one
it was
night.
amazing.
That's amazing.
I think it's because she did something that, like you said, it's not Kenyan. It's not. It's not a thing that we talk about money
very openly.
And I think people just like the idea of being able to share
anonymously.
I mean, it's just taken me back as well, because I remember watching the stories, and I was just like, my reaction the whole time was, what? Is this possible? Are we in the same country?
Yes.
Is this Kenya, the Kenya that I am in? Are we really doing this? It was amazing. It was amazing. And kudos to you, for keeping it up. I know it takes a lot of effort and energy to keep it up, come up with constant discussions and different topics and tackle it from different angles. It's a lot of work. By the way, in case you thought content creation was easy, these two are living examples of it not being easy. It's a lot of consistency, hard work, and the works at the end of the day. Yes, and long days. Do you know, I remember someone told me that when I quit my job from 9 to 5, I thought I'd have a life, but now I'm working 24 hours a day.
Yep.
As content creators.
Yeah, but it's a better struggle. It's a struggle I'd rather pick. I'd rather see, look where we are on a Friday night at 10 p.m. talking to Shiksha. If this is a struggle I'd pick. I think I'd be writing some report about, I don't know, some activation at a supermarket. I'm like, nah, I think this is a better struggle. So when I think it's true what they say, when you really enjoy what it is that you're doing, you don't work a day in your life. But also we have learned to normalize rest. Working 24 hours a day is not, even though you enjoy it, it's not a good thing. No, it's not a good thing. Thing. So sometimes you should switch off.
Absolutely, 100%. I agree to that. And I think it's just something that we really never focus on. Rest, especially as Kenyans. We're always like, no, there's no time to rest. We rest when we're dead. That's not true. Never ever true. It should never be true. Shiki, tell me about your relationship with Shiv. You guys are couple goals. Like we've seen it everywhere. Hashtag couple goals are them. They always share the throwback pictures on Instagram. I love those.
It's our favorite thing to do.
It just shows me your journey and your consistency in your relationship and how beautiful it is to see two friends come together. You were friends before, and then now to who you are, mom and dad, husband and wife. It's just amazing. So what is it that you think has made it work this long?
Wow. I think first of all, we are just a good match.
Okay.
That's the first thing, and then we've had 11 years of practice when it comes to trying to get to know each other.
Wow.
Learning to be together. We moved in when we had our first child. So, I think we were so busy with the child and trying to figure out being together 24/7 that, I don't know, maybe there was just no time to bicker.
Okay.
We were busy. Aside from that, I think a lot of it is just we've had good practice being together, and I think we also just enjoy each other.
That's amazing.
Even with Ivy, that's why it's been this long, because I guess we enjoy each other. You need to be able to enjoy each other.
That's why they say
even
enjoyment is important.
Enjoyment is very important.
Absolutely. Ivy, you are called Mama Twins. Right? That's the title that a lot of people know you as. And your babies are beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
They are so cute. I love their accents as well. And I was watching one of your videos where you guys were like, talking about how when they go to school, they develop different accents. And I thought that was very interesting, because that's something that we see, we hear, but we're always wondering, where did this come from? Like, what was your first reaction when you heard your daughter speak in a very British way?
Oh, the British accent, I was like, oh my days, we need to stop Peppa Pig. And I remember the time, because they've been homeschooling since they were 1.5. I remember the tutor at the time was like, Ivy, you need to just slow down on the Peppa Pig and put more ABCs and blah, blah, blah. I was like, Mommy, Tati, I'm like, is this happening? And then they joined school, my friend. 1 week later, Kenyanese. Now they're proper Kenyan, and it's fine. I love it. It's fine.
How has motherhood changed you, Ivy?
Oh man, I'm a hustler. I wake up every day thinking, okay, the life I want for these children is brilliant. How do I make it happen? And I work.
I work hard for it. What about you, Shiki?
Definitely patience.
Yes.
And I think it also challenges my emotional intelligence quite a lot, because the one thing that keeps running through my mind is that I am responsible for an entire life. I'm responsible for 2 lives now, and the outcome is not solely on me. I understand that, but a lot of it has to do with the choices I make for these people, the life that I give them, how hard I work, like Ivy is saying, because at the end of the day, unfortunately, like, they need to eat.
Yes.
They need to go to school. They need to be clothed. They need to be happy. And I'd like to raise children that are happy and that are kind. So I have a lot of that in my mind. So I'm not just thinking about the kind of person I want to be. I'm thinking about the kind of person that I want her to be and I want her to be.
Wow,
that's beautiful.
Interesting way to look at it, right?
That's very beautiful.
I feel like I've learned so much from you two already in the past 25 minutes. Like, it's just been a learning experience, you know. And the one thing that I truly admire about the two of you is that regardless of your busy lives, regardless of always being up and down and running around and just handling 500 things at the same time, you still manage to find time for yourselves, and you still stay fit, you still go to the gym. Like I know, Ivy has really been working out for the past 2 years. She's been telling me about her journey, especially on social media as well. 2 years or longer?
2 months.
Shorter.
Imagine it feels like 2 years. Because it looks like you've done really, really well. And I can see the results already, which is I probably thought it's 2 years. Shiki as well, of course, you're married to one of Kenya's finest trainers.
Yes.
And he just does the most with his clients, and I love it. He's so disciplined, he's so motivated, and it's just amazing to see. So when did you guys have this turnaround where I want to get fit, I want to go to the gym? Like when did that happen, that switch?
It's more recent.
Yeah, mine is more recent. I remember there was a particular episode of Over 25 where we were discussing our bodies, slim versus whatever. And I was having a conversation with my elder sister, who's one of my mentors, and she said, "You guys, it's like you're complaining, but no one is doing anything about it." So I sat back, I'm like, shoot.
Wow.
Let me start working out. And I also wanted, when you, this journey of mine, personal finance and business, the women that I admire, the one thing that they do is work out, especially in the morning. And you're told if you want to be successful, do what successful people do what successful people do. So I also wanted my morning routine to change. I wanted it to start on a more positive note. And when you work out, you start your morning by telling yourself you can do it. Go. Push, move. So I like that. Consistency for me is quite hard. I wouldn't lie. I've not been to the gym for a bit of time, but I'm going back on Monday and I'm excited.
Yeah, we have a date.
We have a date on Monday. It's also seeing the results on your body. You're like,
I think that's what keeps you motivated.
That's what keeps you motivated.
Go on.
Yes.
What about you, Shiki?
Yeah. For me, I think I got serious with working out probably about a year after having my first baby.
Okay.
And it was for those exact reasons that Ivy has mentioned. I mean, I was complaining, I didn't like the way I looked, but I wasn't doing anything about it. And I live with a trainer, like
an award-winning trainer.
Like, what's my excuse? So started working out with Shiv, and man, after a few months, my workout partner at the time, and still my workout wife, was Lonzi. And she had been at it longer than me, so she had started to see results. So when I started seeing results, I was like, man, you mean there's potential to be better? And then sometimes you'll be somewhere and someone will be like, oh, you look good. And I mean, it feels nice. It feels nice. So I also struggle with consistency, but we always get back up. Always get back on the wagon.
And what advice would you like to give working mothers, especially who are struggling with that consistency? Because that's something that personally I struggle with as well, because just doing the same thing for 5 days a week, you get bored. That's the truth. What would you like to tell them on how to push themselves to go back up when they say they want to quit?
First thing I would recommend is having an accountability partner.
Okay.
I think that really goes a long way. In the beginning, it's just to have somebody to go to the gym with, but along the way, it's also somebody that you will see. If you fall off the wagon, you'll know they're leaving you. You don't want them to leave you. Like we're always talking about how consistent Lonzi is. But in your mind, this is someone, she's leaving you. And you don't want that. So accountability partner. The other thing that I have been told a number of times by Shiv is all you need is 20 to 30 minutes. It doesn't have to be an hour. Third thing I would say is find something that works for you. Because not everyone is interested in lifting weights. Not everyone is interested in running. Some people like cycling. Some people like dancing. So find something that you are actually interested in, and then do that.
She said it all?
No, the only one thing I can add is actually something that Shiv says consistently, and he says, and this works for me a lot because I'm a workaholic, and he says you can have time for meetings with your clients to shoot your videos, but you're not making time for yourself. This going to the gym is having a meeting with yourself.
Wow.
And when you said, for example, that you didn't even count yourself as an entity, that touched me. So it's like you have to make time for yourself. If you can have you can have time to go on a Friday night to Shiksha's interview. You have time, 30 minutes for yourself and go to the gym.
All right. And as we wrap up, I've got a really interesting segment that I just thought about because, you know, you're best friends. You know each other very well. So I want to know things about you two. So we're going to do a quick game.
I'm already nervous.
It's a rapid fire. Okay. So we're going to start off with Ivy. Ivy, you have to tell me 2 things about Shiki that you love and 2 things about Shiki that you hate.
Oh,
let's go.
Wow. My God, I love that she's super, super, super kind. She's a kind person. I love that she's extremely beautiful. I love looking at her. She's very nice to look at. Hate is a strong word.
Okay.
Dislike is I don't think she sees herself the way others and I see her. Her potential. Sometimes she's very hard on herself, and I think you're awesome, and you should just you know, you should see that more often. I think that's the one thing. I don't think there's anything else I dislike about her.
Fine. Let's go for it. Shiki, tell us 2 things that you love about her and 2 things that you dislike about her.
2 things that I like about Ivy. Ivy is something that I describe as aggressively helpful. Whether you want her help or not,
I love it.
She will help you. And before it happens, like, I'm just like, but I don't need it. And then it happens and I'm just like, she did a great job. Another thing that I love about Ivy is I love seeing her work and how she does things. She's very good at multitasking. I think she doesn't think she is, but I think she's very good at multitasking. That's another thing. Dislike the exact same thing that she said about me. I'd say the same thing about her. I wish you could see herself the way I see her.
Lovely. This is such a wholesome show. I really enjoy speaking to you. To learn so much in the process. And if you haven't followed them yet, please do. They're amazing at whatever they do. As I said earlier on, Just Ivy, Miss Tiramisu, over 25.
Subscribe.
Please, just say it one last time.
Over 25. Subscribe.
As a wrap, we'll be handing it back to DJ Koljax, who'll be taking it away for the rest of that last half hour. He's going to be coming up with Disco Funk. Until then, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been amazing. Good night. Take care. I'll see you next week, same time, same place. This is Easy Friday. My name is Shiksha Arora. See you later.
Jumapili hii kwenye runinga ya KBC, ungana naye Askofu Michael Wanderi wa kanisa la Christian Foundation Fellowship Kiambu kuanzia saa 1 hadi saa 2 asubuhi.
Ningetaka nikwambie, our Jehovah God, because the Bible says he is the same yesterday, today and forevermore. He is able to take you to a place of abundance. He is able to take you to Rehoboth in the name of Jesus Christ.
Kipindi ni neno la neema, ukiletewa naye Askofu Michael Wanderi wa kanisa la Christian Foundation Fellowship Kiambu. Usikose.
Oya buda, pesa yako. Oya, lipia Ronaldo pia wewe. Unadondoka mwana kakana.
Ni game ya mwisho, multibet ingiane ama ichomeke. Swali ni, utadondoka?
Katim kana melizwa, Shukisha.
Dondoka visimpo na Odibets cash out.
My name is Muhammad Ahmed Mohamud, the CEO of Kenya Deposit Insurance Corporation, popularly known as KDIC. The corporation recently increased the protected sum from the previous 100,000 shillings to 500,000 shillings per account. This is the highest in sub-Saharan Africa. In effect, the corporation now covers 99% of the depositors in the unlikely event of a closure of a bank. So KDIC encourages the depositors to continue doing business with our banks that are strong and resilient.
Be sure, check out for a KDIC sticker in your banking hall. KDIC, protecting your deposits. Cole Jacks.
Yes, of course, it is indeed another Feel Good Friday right here on Channel 1, and I'm back with another episode of the hottest throwback show in the 254. Kama kawa, kama dawa, good music is the game. Good music is the game and disco funk is the name. I am your host, DJ Coljax, and I want to wish a happy International Men's Day to all the men out there. Show ya leo ni yenyu maze. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the show. Today I have so much music from the likes of Mariah Carey. We have UB40, we have Bonnie M, we have Black Box, we have Departure Mode, we have Jimmy Cliff. The list is endless. So today is gonna be a crazy show. It's gonna be a crazy show. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hit us up on our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at KBC Television, at DJ Coljax using the hashtag DiscoFunk. Tell us, Maze, where are you tuned in from, and who do you want to send a shout out to this International Men's Day? Without further ado, let's get it. This is Disco Funk.
It's gotta be DJ Coljax.
Yes, of course, that is Rocking to the Music by Black Box blazing right here on KBC Channel 1. Remember, the name of the show is Disco Funk, and I am your host, DJ Coljax. Kama kawa, kama dawa nimewambia, keep on sending your comments, your requests, and shout-outs to our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. That is at KBC Television, at DJ Coljax. Not forgetting to use the hashtag Disco Funk. Now, I'm seeing a couple of tweets over here. Wacha niwapige shout-outs kidogo. We have one, Linda Luisia, anasema, good music is the game and Disco Funk is the name. Of course, kama kawa, kama dawa, you know what it is. We have Arora anasema, Bondo is watching, Bondo is tuned in. Big shout out to everyone who's tuned in from Bondo. Keep sending your comments, requests, and your shout outs on our social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at KBC Television. Not forgetting the hashtag is Disco Funk. In the meantime, masazi nasonga, so wacha tuendelee na playlist. Let's do this.